Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my 1.21 Let's Play series. We just got a mace in the last episode, so I had to use it for an intro, and that wandering trader was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started with the video. Alright, so as you might be able to tell, we are in my creative test world, and before I go on, I just want to say that intro took way too many tries. I'm going to toss in a few bloopers in here, because there's no reason that it took me that many tries to hit the villager for this intro. Fuck. Damn. No! Fuck. What? Dude! How? There you go. But yeah, anyways, let me explain why we are starting off in my creative test world. And the main reason is, in today's episode, I'm planning to build a town hall type of building that will act as my storage system. And this is the perfect spots to be, because this building is what the town hall is gonna look like, kind of, right? For a little bit of backstory for this building, this was one of the first, if not the first building that I made in this creative test world before I recorded even my first episode of this series, just to get, used to building in a new style. But backstory aside, I wanted to build a town hall for this episode, and as I was going to build something, I stumbled across this building and I thought, hey, this could be a decent town hall. I would just need to change up the style a little bit. As you can see, the style is pretty different from what we have in our survival world. So I actually went ahead and light matica'd a big chunk of our world. So this is where I'm planning to have it. It's a little cramped and I will have to terraform my base a little bit. But that's the whole point of me building this in the first place in a creative test world. And I won't give you too much of a tour. I'll just show you the outside of the building. As you can see, it's basically the same as this building down here, just in the current style that I'm building in with our village. But yeah, let's go ahead and get over to our survival world and we'll start collecting materials and we'll build this thing in today's episode, and hopefully also get to a little bit of the interior decoration. Alright, so we're in our survival world now, and you can see here we have a lot of these buildings and a bunch of terraforming to do. But first, I think we should go gather all of the resources required to build the building first, and then we'll deal with all of this stuff later. So as I am running to the forest, of course we're going to need a bunch of wood. Now this is probably the build that has required the most amount of wood out of all of the buildings that I've made thus far. And that's mainly because I'm planning to turn it into a storage room. So I've done a little bit of the math, and it turns out that I'm going to need 180 double chest, which if you multiply by 2 is 360 normal chest, which translates to 2,880 wooden planks. And if we want that in logs, that's 720 logs, which is about 11.25 stacks of logs. Just for chests, mind you, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna need to mine a crap ton of these trees, and luckily I do have, there you go, the timber mod on, which just allows me to chop down trees really fast, so I'm not here for 10 years, right? And like I said, it's 11 stacks of wood just for the chest. I used a bunch of shelves in my build, and each shelf is equivalent to 1 log, so we're gonna need so much wood. So I think we run a little time lapse of me committing mass deforestation, because I'm gonna be here for a while. Yeah. Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome back from that deforestation montage. I hope you enjoyed that. If you hear a lot of spider noises, well, that's because there is. So I actually went AFK for a good 30-ish minutes, probably even longer than that. But I'm here to get some EXP. Not even to mend my tools, but just to get XP, because I want to enchant some things that I will show you later. But first, let me dig out of my AFK box. You can see I didn't want to die while being AFK. Alright, so I think it's about time we kill these spiders. If I go into free cam, yeah, there's just a few, you know, they're just being tossed around, so let's get my sword and we'll see how much EXP we've got. We got 16 right now, and I'll just do a few hits. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. How much did that kill? Just one swing killed, like, most of them. Alright, here's the rest. There we go. They're all dead. Alright, now let's get the XP. Yes, we're gonna be here for a while. I'll see you once this XP is done trickling through my neck. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll see you. Oh! We finally collected all of the XP. Here's a few more spiders that we'll kill. As you can see, yeah, so we've got 51 levels from 16, which is insane. It actually took me about like 6 or 7 minutes to collect all of the EXP orbs. Yeah, and my hoppers were completely full. As you can see, this is string. My chest is filled. Yeah, I'm never running out of string. Alright, so let's get out of here before I get stuck in a cycle of killing spiders. Let's go take a little nap. Alright, so we've made it back, and the whole entire reason why I got my EXP levels was to enchant this trident that we got in the... Was it the last episode? I don't remember. I think it was the last episode where we got this trident. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over and try to enchant it. I'm aiming for Riptide, because honestly, Riptide is more fun than Loyalty, I'm not gonna lie. So that's what we're gonna try to get. If not, we might try to get a villager that has Riptide, but we'll see what the enchantment table rolls for us first. Alright, grab my lapis. So we've got Unbreaking. Oh, that's a decent trident with channeling as well. And like, just toss it and it comes back. I want Riptide, dude. I want Riptide. If this doesn't work, I might just resort to getting a villager. And it's still Loyalty. No. Like, this is cool and all, but... Come on. Am I even able to get Riptide from here? Alright, one more. That one's just trash. Alright, let's gamble for another villager. We do have one there. That's perfect. So we shall retrieve the subject first. There we go. Alright, Mr. Villager, I am back with the lectern. So we have Riptide 1 here. Ooh. And we do have a book trade. Maybe we just do it. Should we just do it? Because I feel like once I get Riptide from him, I probably won't need him anymore and we can dispose of him. So maybe we just lock him in, you know? So I can trade with you just once. Alright, now you have been locked in. We will zombify the subject. And zombified. Send him to the revival chamber. There we go. We will splash with weakness. Alright, I'll see you once this villager cures. And we'll get some Riptide. Alright, he's finally cured. Let's see. Yep, we've got cheap trades, so we will send him into his containment chamber. So let's get, I think we need 4 Riptide books, I believe. Alright, now we're back in our tower. We're going to combine. Oh! Never mind. We're gonna need a new anvil. Oh! Oh, that was a bad clutch. No! Alright, so I've got a new anvil. We'll just toss it here for now. And combine Riptide, and finally, we will do the flying fork. Boom. Riptide 3, Unbreaking 3. Alright, let's go play around with this thing. So, if you don't know what Riptide does, you're about to see right now. So what happens is, Riptide, you just go in the water and you start pulling back your arm and you let go. And you just fly. You go into like a cyclone type thing, like look at that. And then you can travel in the water super quickly as well. Like, look at this. I'm just speeding through. I'm so speedy that it's lagging my game. It can even attack. So you see this drown right here? Alright. He wants some. Boom! Look at that! And he's dead. Amazing. Alright, now that we've got our flying fork all done and dusted, I think it's time to go ahead and get progress on the town hall that we're going to be building today. So in my creative test world, you saw that it was going to be around this area. So we're going to go ahead and actually dismantle every single one of these villager houses, even the wells. But we're going to go ahead and start off with the farms. So we'll just break all this. We don't need these farms here anymore. And I'll actually just rebuild them probably over here-ish next to the cows. Maybe over here, there's some flat land around here. Just as a temporary thing. Alright, but anyways, let's go ahead and get this covered up. Alright, so I've destroyed the 2 gardens the village has. I'm gonna go ahead and take a small detour and we'll just rebuild some of the farms around here, just so we still have some crops coming in, you know? Alright, I've just finished a temporary farm. It's nothing special. I'd only decided to do 3 because I've actually ran out of space here. But as I was saying, yeah, I just have a wheat, I have a beetroot, and I have just a few carrots and potatoes, so I just planted those for now. Alright, with the little detour of the crop fields that we just built done, we can go ahead and get started dismantling the rest of these village houses and doing a little bit of terraforming before we start actually building the town hall. Alrighty, let's get started with the time lapse. All right, welcome back from the time lapse. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but I've went ahead and finished building the exterior of the town hall. I'll give you a little spin. As you can see, nothing crazy, just like what you saw in my creative test world. Although I did add a bit of shrubbery. I'm not super certain about how this looks. I think it looks fine, but maybe I used too many different type of leaves. It's too contrasty, so I might go and fix that later, but for now, it's okay. I also added this little area, more shrubbery back here. I am pretty happy with how this looks, though. This little corner of, like, overgrown shrubbery that's climbing this hill. I'm also planning on adding paths in the future, and I think I want this walkway to be a path that leads up this hill. We might have to do some further terraforming if we need. And oh, one more thing. I also added a melon and pumpkin farm over here because I forgot to do that earlier. But yeah, enough distractions. Let's go ahead and get back to decorating the interior of said town hall. As you can see through the window here, it's empty. So we should go ahead and grab some materials and we'll get started with the interior. Alright, starting off, we're gonna go ahead and tear up this floor and we'll do the flooring first. So as you can see in my inventory, I have a bunch of oak wood, so that's what I'm going to be planning to do the flooring out of. Just simple old oak wood, nothing crazy. Perfect. Alright, so now with the floor done, we're just going to tear it back up again, at least this part here. Because we're going to add a little staircase down to a little cellar area. Easy. So now we just got to dig out a big hole. Okay, so I just went ahead and checked. So it should be 8 in this direction, 9 in this direction, and then 14 onto both side directions. So that's a lot of digging. I'll go ahead and dig this out really quick and we'll cut back once this is all dug out. Alrighty, I've finished digging out the room, including the extra space for the walls and the flooring. I also changed up the staircase a little bit. I was inspired by this hanging staircase from a picture I found online. It's been a while. I'll try to see if I can find it. If I do, I'll put it up on screen for sure. And I think I'm actually just going to use the planks for the majority of the floor. And as I was saying before, I kind of want this basement area to be the storage room, and I want it to act as if it was almost like a wine cellar, right? So wine cellars, they kind of give off the vibe of being like cool and damp, right? Kind of dark and dampened. So using this dark oak is going to be perfect for that. All right. All of the flooring has been placed. Now the walls, I'm gonna use, actually I need to go grab them, some spruce wood. Some of the stripped logs were just gonna be annoying because I have to strip them. Okay, so I just went ahead and placed some scaffolding down. So the whole wall is legit just gonna be stripped spruce logs. So I'm gonna get to placing them and then we'll strip them afterwards. Oh, my hand is hurting, but we're on the home stretch of stripping. There we go. The wall's complete. And we're actually going to leave these as dirt. The reasoning, because I'll just break. Yep, you can see we're right below the surface. So we can't actually change this into wood, but that's okay because most of it will be covered up. And the places that aren't, we'll deal with that through slabs and stuff like that. And once I get the chests down here, you'll start to see, well, I've already used a lot of wood, but you'll definitely start to see why I had to kill all of those forests earlier in those time lapses. So I believe we needed a total of 720 chests was my math. We're going through this wood like crazy. That's all I'm saying, man. And there we go. So if my map is correct, I have 5 stacks and 40 chests. There's a skeleton in here because I didn't light up the place. Alright. That could have been bad if it was a creeper. Oh dear! Oh no! I just mentioned— oh no! Oh my gosh, hold on. Get out, get out. I don't have my bow with me. I just mentioned how bad it was if it was a creeper, and there's like 3 of them down there. Hold on, where's my bow? Where did I put that thing? Let's see if we can extract these dudes out of here. Okay, that's one of them. There was at least 2 more. Yep, there's one right there. I hear— what? Why are you dodging my shots, dude? No. No. Okay, there's the other creeper. Stay back. There's another one down there. I've just created the mob spawner, dude. What is this? Die. Die. Lining up the place. Better not be another creeper. Okay. Whew. That was close, dude. That was really close. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start placing chests down. Not like that. We want them to be double chests. So we're gonna have just chests all the way across here and basically across each of these walls. That's why we need like almost 6 stack of chests. This is going to be annoying. We're going to be placing a bunch of chests here. Let's just do this first. And there we go. The first row of chests is done. Yeah, so I think it's 17 across here, and then we're going to do like another 9 across over here. And last chest, boom, there we go. These are gonna be all of the storage chests, and I purposely went a tiny bit overboard so that we would never need to upgrade this storage system at all. But yeah, right now it looks a little ugly, but we'll decorate it. We're gonna go ahead and grab some mangrove. So we're gonna go ahead and just surround these chests with these planks here. We're gonna place some stairs like this so we cover up this dirt and the chest can still open. And we'll decorate the exterior borders with these actual mangrove shelves. And up on top as well. Boom. And in the original design, I even made this part where I'm using trapdoors as shelves as well. But I realized maybe that's just slightly too many shelves. So just for some contrast, we're going to use these mangrove trapdoors, which look great anyways. I really like the design of the mangrove trapdoor. I don't think there is another trapdoor design with like a circle through it. I don't know. It's pretty unique. Very nice. So we're just going to repeat what we did here onto the rest of the chest, like so. Alright, so I finished placing all of the shelves and the trapdoors. Only thing that's left is to really just do some minor decorations. I want to add a few like just barrels lying around here, maybe in the corners as well, since this space is unused, right? Okay, here we go. I've finished with all the small tiny barrel decorations just in the corner. I don't really think we'll actually be placing anything in these barrels in terms of storage. So really the next thing to do is to move all of our stuff into these chests, which I'm not gonna do today. That's too much work. That'll probably be an off-camera task really, because like I'm gonna have to figure out an organization system. Like maybe I put stone here, wood there, I don't know, all of that stuff. But we still need to finish building the upstairs area. So I think we should shift our focus to this floor right here and actually build the rooms, which I didn't mention before, but there's going to be 2 rooms here. I know this is a pretty build heavy episode. I'm sorry if there's just a bunch of cuts, but there's not too much I can really do when I'm building stuff. I don't know. But we'll get started with the first floor after we take a quick nap. Okay, starting off, let's go ahead and build some stairs up to these rooms. Alright, with these stairs leading to nothing right now, the next step really should just be building the flooring, right? For the second floor, so I decided we're gonna use some chiseled bookshelves. These are expensive as heck, but wait, what are we gonna do? Oh! Alright, so this is just what the room is gonna look like. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on the other side. Okay, and this side is done as well. I'm not gonna go ahead and build anything in these rooms for now. These are just gonna be vacant. Maybe in the future I'll figure out something to put up here, but for now, we're basically done. I think I just want to add a few more things like something. Okay, that's not... What are you guys doing in there? Come on, out of here, out of here. I wanted to add like a door here, so it's like a under the chest or under the staircase type of storage area as well, because I'm pretty sure those exist, where you have like a little storage area closet under the chest here or under the staircase. Alright, so I think the last thing we're gonna do in this episode is we're just gonna build some tables, and I'm gonna go ahead and just turn on my Lightmatica so you can see what the schematic of the table looks like. And I did find this design online. Once again, I'll see if I can refine the picture of it. If I do, I'll definitely put it up here right now. Alright, and the final touch, we'll just light up these candles, and it's done. I did say we were going to end the video off after the tables, but let me do one more quick thing. And here we go, and the pumpkins. So we're creating 2 more copper golems, and the idea is they're going to help me sort out the storage system. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end off the video here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, maybe even subscribe if you're feeling generous. There's no requirement, I just noticed there's a hole in my building. I don't know why that is. But as I go and fix this hole, we're ending off the video. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!